our Saturday Sanga, and nice to see you all. I'm in my place here in Sadhu-bhavan. We have sunny weather today and the last couple of days. Not expecting it to last very long. And I've been spending quite a bit of time at this very desk where I'm sitting because I've been working on this book. You know the saying, the devil is in the details. So I've been getting into the details of this book writing with notes and references and so on. And sometimes I can feel the devil breathing down my neck. Okay, so let us begin. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya-manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swaparantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatang Vitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya-devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Mancha Kalpatarumyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe vrndavanaisvaryam Rishabhanu Sute Devi Mami Hari Priya Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare. Let's start things with another sur song poem. Shall we? Again from Krishna's childhood time See if we can get a Damodar. There's some Damodar specific. So, well, okay, here's a short one. It's not specifically Damodar. Meri nan harya gopal nan harya. Oh, Gopal, my little tiny child, begi bare se kahe nahohi, nahohi. Why can't you grow any faster? Ihi mush madur bachchan hasi kabahu. When will your mouth smile and shape sweet words? Janani kahoge mohi. When will you call me mother? La lala sa adik mohi nitya prati. And my great wish, the one that comes each day, huni joy, huni joy su kare. The one I want the Lord to realize is this. In nainani deshat sashi madhau pug dve darani dare. That these eyes of mine will be watching, friend, when Madhav plants his 2 feet firmly on firm ground. Darani dare, on firm ground. Placing. Pug dve is 2 feet. Pug. Haladar sang shelata braja angana charan shabad sachu pave. Let me rejoice to hear the sound of footsteps as he plays in this Braj courtyard with Balaram. Haldar sang shelat Braj angana. So angana is courtyard. Charan shabad sachu pave. Haladar sung together with Haladar, with Balaram. Chin chin churit pan pe karan hasi hasi nikat bulabe. Let me see him moment by moment become famished. Famished means very hungry. And let me laugh and call to feed him milk. Chin chin churit pe karan. Hasi hasi nikat bulabe. Bulabe would mean to call. Laughing, hasi hasi. And then ja kao nigam neti nita gabe unmana napabe. That being whom the Vedas laud, who they praise, by always saying, not this, and whom Shiva could never, ever fathom surdas jasoda hitta chitta mana abhilasha bodhabe. Surdas says, Yashoda's loving thoughts of him serve to magnify the longings of the mind. Man abhilasha bodhave. So bodhave means longing. Jako nigam neti neti gave. The being whom the Vedas praise by always saying, not this, neti neti. Siv, that is Shiva, unamanana pave, whom Shiva could never comprehend. Surdas says, Jasoda hitta chitta. Hitta chitta. Her loving thoughts. Hitta is benefit, chitta, mind, thoughts. Mana abhilasha bodhave. So the meditation is that Gopal is a very small boy. He has yet to be standing on his feet, and Mother Yashoda is longing for when he's going to stand up. Now he's very small, and she's getting impatient that he's too small. Interesting. Okay, so Surdas ki jai. Now let's go to Narottama Das Thakur. And Narottama Das Thakur has composed song number 2 of Siddha-dehena, Sri vrndavanaisvaryam, saksad-vijnaptih. I could share this. Would this be a good idea if I share the song on screen? Oh, where did it go? There it is. I guess that's a yes. Okay. That's and here we go. All right. Aruna Kamala dale seja bichāibo bosāibo kiśora alakā avrata mukha pańkaja manohara marakata śyāma hema gaurī. When will I scatter red lotus petals before the charming, youthful, divine couple, whose lotus faces are decorated with curling locks of hair, and who are like a dark sapphire and glittering gold? So we're continuing with songs of Narottama, in which he's anticipating being in very direct service to the divine couple, Shri Radha and Krishna. He's anticipating, and that anticipation is a kind of longing. And I think it's interesting. He's picturing in his mind all of these details. And so one might say that he's already there. He's already being absorbed in this service. He is in fact doing this service. So Aruna Kamala Dole, Aruna is early morning when the sun is just rising, so it means reddish, like the early morning sun. And Kamala is, of course, a lotus, and a dale. Dala is a leaf or a petal. So when will I scatter red lotus petals before the charming, youthful, divine couple? Seja, bichāibo. Bichāibo is the verb. We can see it has this future tense with this B-O at the end. And so this probably means scattering. Seja, I'm not so sure, but maybe it's in front. Then bosāibo, kiśorī. Kiśorī are the youthful divine couple, and bosāibo would mean I will cause them to sit, literally. And then alakā avrita. Avrita means covered, so, and it's very Sanskritic. And alakā, I guess, means the faces. No, mukha is face, of course. Paņkaja manohara. Alakā must be hair. And then mukha paņkaja manohara. Manohara is what steals the mind, which can just mean something like charming. And paņkaja is another word for lotus, born from mud, paņkaja. And mukha means face. Can mean also mouth, but in the context, it makes more sense to say face. And then marakata, sapphire. Sapphire or emerald? Well, he translates as sapphire, so we'll say sapphire. Śyāma, hema, gaurī. Dark sapphire, so marakata śyāma, referring to kiśora, and hema gaurī translates as glittering gold. Gold is gold, and hema is also gold or white. So glittering gold, referring to kiśorī. Yeah.
Guru Maharaj,
Yes.
apologize to interrupt. I just want to say that we cannot see the text of the song on the screen. We just see some green color, and maybe if you stop sharing and try again, maybe it will.
Okay. Thank you for telling me. And feel free to tell me sooner. Let's say again. How's that?
Now we can see. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, verse 2. Praneshvari. Hobe more hobe kripa diti. Ājñāya aniya hobe vividha pul vara shunimo vachan duhu miti. O Queen of my life, Praneshvari. So prana can mean life as well as as the air. In this context, it means more like life. And eśvari is a feminine ishvara. And when you combine, it becomes prān-eśvari. O queen of my life, when will you place your merciful glance on me? Hobe is the question word when. More, hobe kripa diti. So diti, I suspect, is from the Sanskrit drishti. So sight, kripa drishti, your merciful look, your merciful viewing. Hobe, when will it happen? Kobe, hobe, when will it happen to me? Or ani. Ājñāya kobe, again, when, kobe. Vivida pulvara, shunivo vachandu humiti. When, directly hearing the orders of the divine couple, so ājñāya is order, āññāya is having come or having arrived. So when the order has arrived, vivida pulvara. No, sorry, ājñāya is ordering and ājñāya is having brought, I think. Yeah, I guess. I think it can mean also having come, having brought various excellent flowers, vivida pulavara. Shunibo, I will hear vachan duhu miti. Okay, duhu is the two of them. And shunibo, I will hear vachan, the words, the speech. And miti must mean candies, candy, sweets. Miti. Mishti in modern Bengali. Yeah. So apparently Radha and Krishna like sweets. Flowers and sweets. Bring us flowers, bring us sweets. Okay. Mrigamada tilaka. Sindur banayabo. Lepabo. Chandana gandhe. Ganti malati pula. Hara pahiraubo. Deo jabo madhukara vrinde. Bosāibo, I guess, the divine couple with tilak markings made of musk and red sindur. So musk is, of course, mriga mada. That which makes the mriga, the deer, mad. They smell, they say that they smell their own musk and it makes them mad. And then sindur is red sindur. Lepabo, when will I smear chandana gande? Chandana is chandana, sandal paste, and gandha is, I don't know, it's usually a mixture of sandalwood and other things. It's a rich fragrance, mixture of fragrance, I think. Then, Ganti malati pula, hara pahira pahiraobo, pahiraobo, daujabo, madhukara vrinde. When will I string a garland of jasmine flowers for them? So malati, of course. Malati pula is jasmine flowers. Ganti, I don't know. Ganti. And then, and then have to flee from the swarm of bumblebees, eager to claim the honey of those flowers. So pahiraobo, hara means garland, that I know. In South India, they refer to the Shalagram Shila garlands that some deities are offered as Shalagram Hara. Pahiraobo. I'm guessing it means to string together. And then daujabo must mean to run away. I will run away. From the crowd, the vrinda of madhukaras, of those who do madhukari. It's another word for bees, madhukara. Those who do the honey, who make honey. Actually, kara can also mean make. Okay. Lalita hobe more vijana deyabo vijabo maruta monde śrama-jala shakalo mitabo duhu kalebara herabo parama anande. A lot of future tense verbs. When on Lalita's order, Lalita hobe more, vijan must be order in this case, will I gently fan the divine couple? Monday, I think, means gently, softly. And maruta means air, wind. Bichāibo, I guess, means fanning. And what's this bichāibo? Bichāibo. Okay, śrama-jala. Śrama-jala. Perspiration. Banishing the perspiration from their transcendental bodies. Shakal, all perspiration. Śrama means effort. Jala means water. So effort, water. Water that comes from making effort. Mitabo duhu klevara. Mitabo maybe means banish. Mitabo means I will see, I think it has a sense in English. We have the word behold. I will behold, which is kind of worshipful seeing. When will I see the divine couple? My heart filling with spiritual bliss. Heravo parama anande. Mitabo duhu kalevara. Yeah, there are two bodies. Mitabo. I will fan their two bodies. And finally, Narottama Asha Pada Paņkaja Shevan Madhuripane Hoba Henodina Nadekie Kona China Duhujan Herabo Nayone. Narottama hopes that someday ashapara. He will be able to drink the sweet honey of the service, sevan madhuri pane, pane drinking, of the lotus feet of the divine couple, pada paņkaja, lotus feet. So seva, service, sevana, which is madhuri, which is sweet, drink in drinking, hobe hanodina. Will that day ever be? Nadakye konchina. I do not see any indication. So chitna means, it can mean a mark or a sign. So devotees wear neck beads and tilaka, Vaishnava urdhva pundra, as it's more technically called. And there can be, these are called Vaishnava chihna in the Hari Bhakti Vilasa. So, na dekye kon china, I don't see any sign. I don't see any indication. Duhu, what does he not see indication of? That this day, hobo, heno din, someday, heno, I think is such a day, hobo will happen. Duhujan herabo nayane. That I will see these two persons, duhujan, see, again, behold, herabo, nayane, in my eyes, or directly with my eyes. So this last line is kind of a sad ending. It says, I don't see any sign that this day is going to come. Sometimes he's anticipating it's going to happen, and other times, well, maybe. Taking the humble mood. All the time, we might want to say he's directly there. He's already there. His visualizing is his experiencing. Okay, let's turn that one off. Oh, maybe I shouldn't turn it off. No, I shouldn't turn it off. I just turned it off so I could turn on the, whatchamacallit. Okay, I have it on another screen here. Shall we try singing this? Aruna, Kamala, Dale, seja, bichāibo, bosāibo, kiśora, kiśorī, Aruna, Kamala, Dale, seja, bichāibo, bosāibo, kiśora, kiśorī,
alakā avrita mukha pańkaja manohara alakā avrita mukha pańkaja manohara marakata śyāma gaurī prān eśvari hobe more hobe kripaditi prān eśvari hobe more hobe kripaditi ājñāya ājñāya hobe vividha phula vara shunibo vachana du miti ājñāya ājñāya hobe vividha phula vara shunibo vachana du miti mrigamata tilaka sindurabo nayabo lepabo chandana gande mrigamata tilaka sindurabo najabo lepabo chandana gande ganti malati phula arakahirabo daujabo madukara ganti malati phula arakahirabo deyo jabo madukara lalita hobe more vijana deyabo bichāibo maruta mande lalita hobe more vijana deyabo bichāibo maruta manda śrama-jala shankala mitabodu kalevara herabo parama ananda śrama-jala shakala mitabo duhu kalevara herabo parama anande Narottama Dasa Ashapada pańkaja Narottama Dasa Ashapada pańkaja sevana madhuri pane sevana madhuri pane hobe dina nadakiye kona chinna hobe dina nadakiye kona chinna duhujan herabo nayane duhujan herabo nayane Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Bolum Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Nitai Ko Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo So turn off.
Okay. Now I need to find again this Narottama. I had it before. Let's see if we have it again. Oh no, I have to find it. And sure enough, it's not where I wanted it to be. So we'll go here. And no, we won't go there. We'll go to here. No. See if that works. Oh, except it's not opening. There have been some kind of surprises with my computer since I downloaded the latest operating system for it. And this may be part of that issue. I had it earlier today, but I don't have it now. But I think I won't linger to try to get it. Yeah, let's save that for the next time. So again, get back here. Again, welcome to everyone. Those of you who have joined later. Nice to see you all in all your many different places. I'm always I'm always surprised to see Smarahari. We see a fire going on in his place. I don't know what sort of place he lives where he can have an open fire. In order to keep warm, it must be a very austere place. Maybe he's living in the forest. Prema Sarovar, maybe you can tell us. Hare Krishna Smarahari, where are you? Prema Sarovar, can you explain where
Prabhu, 你在哪里来了? Smarahari Prabhu, 你在哪里来了?
Ah.
I don't think he can hear me.
Prema Sarovara is there, but yeah, we don't hear her either.
Yeah, because she's translating, Guru Maharaj.
Oh,
Oh, you're translating. Oh, okay.
how to go back to the main channel?
Now we can
We
hear
can
you.
hear you. Now we can.
Okay.
channel.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, Smart Hari 说他那没有电 ，Smart Hari 是吧？你们有电是吧？
姐姐，我们这没有电，没有电。
Guru Maharaj, Smart Hari said he had so he had to make fire to.
Yeah, I understand. We saw that last time also, but an open
yes.
fire in an apartment, or where is he?
就是Guru 不明白你是不是在你住的地方怎么会有那种开放的火，就是好像篝火外面是，就你不是炉子或者什么点一个火堆。
对
，Guru 不懂。
姐姐，我们这停电了，没有电。
你给我问你呀，说为什么这样？
对，但是你那个火呀，为什么不是在炉子里点的？为什么是开放的？那好像是在院子里点的那种。
对，就是在院子有个炉子，连做饭，连做。
你现在在院子里吗？
对，是。
Guru Maharaj, now Smart Hari is in his court. In his he is not in the department. He is in the courtyard.
Outdoors.
Yeah, outdoor，室外，
Okay. All right.
he can cook
Make a
there.
fire there.
Yeah.
Okay. He's a real yogi.
你真是一个
Tapas-
真正的瑜伽师。
Tapasvi.
不是吗？让
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Nice that you could join us.
下一次你可以参加我们。
But I hope you don't get too cold.
但是你可能是没有那个密码吧？no code.
Yes. Okay. Now, so we have a couple of questions. One is Avadutta Rai. Avadutta Rai, are you here? Seems not.
Hare Krishna, yes, I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Jai, do you want to speak your question?
Okay, my question is, I read it out. Did Srila Prabhupada say somewhere that japa and dhyana is nama aparada? One devotee explained that putting our meditation above the holy name, Krishna, implies an attitude of we know better what we should think about. However, it should actually be the holy name that reveals things to us. Do you agree with this interpretation? And I just wrote additionally, Krishna says, think about me. And that during japa is not allowed to think about him. I find it a bit strange.
Yeah, think about breakfast. Don't think about Krishna while you're chanting japa. I don't know. Yeah, so, well, the attitude that's expressed in what you read from someone could indeed be offensive. I know better what to meditate or something like that. But what our acharyas say, and I think this is Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur who is making this point especially, is that we're not looking for this kind of artificial meditation, which is a superficial meditation. And rather, we want it to come in a natural way. Now, what does that mean? I think is subject of interpretation in a way. As you said, man-mana, that's the first thing Krishna says in that verse, man-mana bhava mad-bhakto yamaskuru. And one way of understanding that verse is that it's going from the highest to the simplest, from the top to the body. So the top is to have your mind in Krishna, manmana, mat manas, uninflected. So be such that your mind is in Krishna. Bhava mad bhakta, become my devotee or be my devotee. Madhyaji, be my yajin, my worshipper. And then namaskuru. Do obeisance or make obeisance. So going in the other direction, the easiest thing to do of these four is bow down, mister, right? We can all go down on the floor. We can put our head to the floor. Namaskara. Or we can offer prayers also, namaskara prayers, pranati. So Madhyaji, be my worshiper, is kind of, that's a bigger commitment, you could say. Becoming one who is, yaji, I think yajin, it's related to sacrifice, yagya, doing engagement for Krishna. And Madbhakta, that's a step up. That means one is identifying oneself as Krishna's bhakta. That's a very serious commitment. And then finally, manmana, have your mind in me. So from that perspective, we can say, well, okay, so where does japa fit in? Well, that may depend on where we are in relation to Krishna and in relation to japa. But there's another interesting point. I just yesterday heard this, and from His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami. He gives very nice lecture. All his lectures are nice. He gave a lecture, you can search for it on YouTube. What is it called? Something like The Importance of Reading Scripture, Shastra. And he's reading, it's a Bhagavatam class. He's reading from a verse from the 9th canto of the Bhagavatam. And then he's elaborating on the hopelessness of material existence, which is what the verse is about. And then he comes to sort of his main point, and therefore we study Shastra. We engage seriously in studying and reflecting on Shastra. And then he made what I found a very striking point. He said, we read Shastra in order to understand what is chanting japa. What are we doing? What is our main business? It's chanting Hare Krishna. And to understand that, what do? We read and we study Shastra. But then he said, if I understood him correctly, he said, and as we are chanting Hare Krishna, we are remembering Shastra. We're remembering the instructions. We're remembering may remember a pastime. We may have a picture of a pastime. And of course, although in the Upadeshamrita, I was thinking about this morning. There are two verses that are sort of adjacent. They're next to each other. Syat Krishna Nama Charitadi Sitapya Vidha Avidya Pitopatapta Rasanasya Narochikanu Kintvadaradanuninam Kalusaiva Jushta Svadviv Kramat Bhavati Tat Gadamula Antri is the famous analogy of having this illness, what is it called? and then curing the illness with sugar candy. So and he compares this to chanting. The chanting is the sweet sugar candy, which doesn't taste sweet as long as one has this disease. But by chanting, then one is cured from this disease. And then the next verse, tannam rupa charitarita ritsaroja. No, that's another verse. Tannam rupa charitarita. No, it's slipping my mind now. He's saying that one should smrityo kramena manasa manasini yoja tishtan vraje tad anuragi jananugan jana anugami kalam nayet iti upadesha saram. The upadesha saram, the essence of all instruction, is to go on with the activities of remembering the name, the form, the qualities, the pastimes of the Lord, and Tishtan Raje, being situated in Raja, Tat Anuragi Jananugami. One should be a follower of the residents of the associates of Krishna. And we understand that's referring to the, the advanced stage of being a follower of one of the associates of Krishna. But that's including the name and the form and the qualities. Everything is it's one package, you could say. So to kind of separate them out could be also a problem. Artificial, could be artificial. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that, and I think Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur also says this, that by chanting, we start with the name, and then from the name comes the form, comes the qualities, comes the pastime. But Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur says something very interesting in this regard. I can't quote exactly, but he's saying that this is also a process of revealing our own name and form and qualities and pastimes. As Krishna is are also being revealed to us who we are. That's kind of cool, no? So I think the point is it shouldn't be artificial, but what means artificial? Well, it means imagining oneself as so I think here a distinction can be made between imagining oneself to be an insider, in Vrindavan with Krishna and so on, and seeing and remembering, so to say, from the outside. We hear and we remember what we hear. And we can remember, and this means especially what it means is remembering the devotees who are remembering Krishna. That's our safe position to be in, and that is I wouldn't see how that would be offensive. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yes. I find it interesting that we study and then we remember what we study.
Yeah.
If I could say, some devotees were telling me in the past that there is a difference between planning to think about something, about some lila, and just chant, and then it comes naturally in a kind of spontaneous way. When it comes spontaneous, then it is like okay, but the other way is like unoffensive, something like that, imposing or thinking on the holy name. That you think is also in this regard some point could be.
I think I wouldn't jump to accusing someone of being offensive because they're thinking of Krishna.
Oh.
You're offensive. You thought of Krishna. Oh no. You should just be chanting. Don't think, just chant. Of course, Prabhupada emphasized chanting and just chanting and hearing. But somewhere inside that chanting and hearing, if Krishna is in his name, then everything about Krishna is in his name. Every, name, form, quality, they're being revealed in the name. So, but I can see how there could be a kind of jumping over the process if one, that we hear about devotees who suddenly think, now I'm a gopi, now I'm a manjari, and so on. And that could be a problem. Yeah. The word sahaja means natural, and sahajiya is one who thinks that the whole thing is very natural. I can do this. I don't have to study Shastra. That's one of the meanings. That's one way that sahajiya, that's one way. One of the senses of sahajiya. Yeah.
Well,
Is that
thank
all
you.
right?
Yes, Maharaj, I will listen again this answer.
Okay. Then we had a question from Dira Lalita, and she sent it to me before because she's translating now. So, and the question had to do with two verses in the third canto of Bhagavatam. And speaking of third canto, dare I say, some of you have yet to some reflection on third canto. Some of you have written and have sent what you have written, and that's wonderful. We're very grateful. I want to say also, I've been inviting some of my own God siblings to also write, and also some other senior devotees, not specifically God siblings. So we're getting a few others to write. And I was very happy. I decided a few days ago, why not? I will ask Jayadvaita Swami to write. So I sent him a letter, and he wrote back quite quickly. And he said, well, because it's you, I will do it. He said otherwise he would not, because he has so many priorities. But he said, because it's you, and because it's only maximum 1,200 words. Okay. So we can look forward to see what he writes. Anyway, Dira Lalita has asked about, let's see if I can find the verses. Yeah, here we go. So it's near the very end of third canto, chapter 33, verse 31. The place where Devahuti achieved her perfection, my dear Vidura, is understood to be a most sacred spot. It is known all over the three worlds as Siddha-pada. And then the next verse says, Dear Vidura, the material elements of her body, of Devahuti's body, have melted into water and are now a flowing river, which is the most sacred of all rivers. Anyone who bathes in that river also attains perfection, siddhada, siddhasevata, and therefore all persons who desire perfection go bathe there. Okay, so Dira Lalita's question was about the location of Siddha-pada and this river. Well, you know, that's not the sort of thing I generally know anything about. So I decided, let's try it. Let's search. Guess what? Google. I searched Google, I confess. And you know what? Something really wonderful happened. Sometimes nice things happen. Immediately came up an article by a scholar whom I know, very nice scholar. He's a professor of Hinduism at the University of Bergen in Norway, Knut Jacobsen. Actually, he invited me to write an article, a chapter for one book that he put together about the Hindu diaspora. He asked me to write about Hindu diaspora and ISKCON, which I did, for which I interviewed some devotees, including Vrindapati, and you're quoted in that article, Vrindapati. It's been published also by Oxford University Press. So anyway, Knut Jacobsen wrote an article called, and it was downloadable, The Sacred Geography of Kapila from Sidhpur. So it's a whole article. I'm guessing, but I think it's a not unreasonable guess that Sidhpur is the same as Siddha-pada. And so in this article, he's telling how there are many places all over India that are identified with Kapila as places where he stayed for some time and performed meditation. So it's a place people go for pilgrimage, you know, hoping for blessings of Kapila Deva, because Kapila is all about liberation, and people want liberation. So they go to his what is thought to be his different ashramas. And one place is called Siddhpur. So where is Siddhpur? It's in Gujarat. It's also called Siddhapura. Well, here it is. Just see, it says Siddhpur, also called Siddhapura, Siddhapada, Siddha-Kshetra, and previous to the year 1200 of the Common Era, it had also the name Sri Stal. In any case, it's in Gujarat, and it's close to the town of Patan, between Palanpur and Mahesana. And he says this is a significant pilgrimage center, one of the most important places in the sacred geography of Kapila. Now, and this is also interesting, we've all heard of Gaya. Gaya is where you go to perform rituals for departed fathers, right? And that's where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to do just that, to perform the shraddha for his father, his departed father, Jagannath Mishra. Well, Siddhpur is the place for performing shraddha rituals for the departed mothers. And I don't know if he says this directly, but I think it has to do with Devahuti's departure here. He describes this place at the pilgrimage center, Kapilashrama. There are temples to several gods, but the main ritual is linked to only one of the temples. There are statues of Kapila, his mother Devahuti, his father Kardama, and Vishnu in this particular temple. And this temple is next to Bindu Sarovara, one of the three sacred waters here. And there's a Siddhapur Mahatmya, unknown date, not known when it was done. This is supposed to be the place where Kapila gave the truth of Samkhya to his mother. Let's see. According to the Bhagavata Purana, the water of compassion, and that's, he gives the verse, it's in chapter 21 of the third canto, verse number 38. But the oral tradition of Siddhpur told to pilgrims explains that the water in the Bindu Sarovara is the tears of happiness of Devahuti on having realized moksha. Nice. Siddhapur Mahatmya says that on realizing the highest pure drops of tears flowed from Devahuti's eyes. Yeah, and he goes on with more description. He even has some black and white photos. He has some quotes. I guess it's from this Mahatmya. So there you go. It's all there in this article. by Professor Jacobson. And so I hope that is clarifying something for you. Now I'm trying to move this file away. Yes. Okay. Right. What else? Vrndapati has a question about ISKCON Arati. Yes.
Namaskaram, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I was just teaching some devotees in China. I had about 20 devotees on earlier, and we did a practical demonstration of how to offer arati. So I was just showing them online how to offer arati, how to make ghee wicks, etc. We had a couple of questions that they came up with, which I answered in my kind of roundabout what I speculated the answer to be, rather than from a place of confidence, I guess. And the question was,
do the same.
So I was just wondering, some devotees, they have pictures on their altar of, say, like Nrsimhadev and Panchatattva, but their main deities are Gaurī Nitai. Now, my understanding is that we would have to offer arati to Lord Nrsimhadev first, and then to Gaurī Nitai, and descend down to the Guru Parampara after showing them that this is the article we're offering. So you show the Guru Parampara, the Guru and the Guru Parampara, this is the article that is being offered. So you show the Guru, and then you offer to Krishna, and then descend down, offering the arati as you come down. But when it comes to pictures, they say, okay, just 3 times is enough to go around a picture. But then some people are like, well, do we need to offer arati individually to every personality inside the picture? Like Panchatattva, for example, can we just go 3 times around the whole picture? And I didn't see any kind of official stance as to how to go around about doing it.
That's because I don't think there is.
Right. Okay. That's what I thought. Yeah. Yeah.
As you know, in Shastra, it'll just say offer Deepa, right?
Yeah.
It won't give details. And so there's a, in a sense, this is one area where we kind of have a challenge because of the institutional dimension, where we're looking for standards. Everything should be the same. Especially because it's ritual, and ritual is very much about doing things in the same way as prescribed. But when you don't have a prescription, what do? Well, then the guru tells, do like this. But we have lots of gurus. And they're probably going to tell different things, same thing. And so one answer could be from the non-institutional side. What is your inspiration? And I would tie this in, though, with if our meditation is that those personalities who are pictured are present, then don't we want to show our respect to them in some way or other? And so the offering of the items of arati is, these are our gestures of honoring. essentially. At the same time, okay, let's take Panchatattva picture. Okay, let's back up and take this another way. You mentioned they have deities, gaurī.
Mm-hmm.
So again, you can tell better than I how Pancharatra works. My understanding is you have the Dhruva Bera, you have the main deity. And essentially you're worshiping that main deity. As you said, sort of showing and then offering from top down. So then from that perspective, what to do? You have complications because you have gaurī as the main deity, who are two. And then you have a picture of Panchatattva, and you want to honor all the members of the Panchatattva. And I'm just now kind of thinking aloud with the Panchatattva. You focus on worshiping gaurī, and with Panchatattva, you acknowledge that they're 5 in 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's 5 in 1, and it's more than 5 because it's Shrivas Adi, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So from that perspective, you could say, let us offer to all of them together because they are one tattva. Or they are 5 tattvas, but they are 5 aspects of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to explain these things to devotees in China, knowing devotees in China, this will get them just totally lost. So another principle is keep it simple. Right? But Chinese devotees do like ritual, isn't it?
Yeah.
They like ritual. They like, yeah. Incidentally, where I've seen where I think people just kind of naturally are pujaris is in Bali, Indonesia.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we were smart, we would populate all of our temples with Balinese pujaris. Anyway, that's another subject. Does that help, or did I make everything just more confused?
No, it's good to know that I'm not alone in basically. So it's kind of,
Yeah.
I did say it's personal, and it's, it can depend on the mood of the devotee. Because one devotee was like, well, my main picture on my altar is Radha Krishna, and then I have Panchatattva, and then I have that. So do I have to do 4 to the feet, 2 to the around Radha Krishna, and then do I have to do 3 to the rest of them, and then, or do I have to go around individually to each picture? So it's how
much time do you have? You can ask.
Yeah. So yeah, how much time do you have? How much I said, so I just showed them, look, this is something simple. My suggestion is learn first how to offer dupa, deepa, and pushpa as an upachara to the deities. And then I showed them a small clip on, one thing that was really, there's lots of Hindi and other tutorials people have made at home, but we could really do with really high quality demonstrations on the internet of how to offer artis properly, how people can learn around the world by just having a resource there. But I just found, yeah.
that could be something that you could do.
Maybe.
Yeah. Didn't Gaurī Keshava do some videos like that?
I think he has got some stuff on Sandhya Vandanam, how to do arti, how to do. He's got many things on his channel. But what happens is that as people produce lots of material and put things up and ISKCON arti, it gets kind of pushed down in the I don't know, somehow or other it gets pushed down on YouTube, and you can't find it very easily because you get ISKCON artis coming up every single day with all these live ones and all these recorded ones. And
Oh, I
people
see.
stuff. So all of a sudden now the internet is saturated with all this stuff. So to find material to show them was difficult. Another problem that we had is that I tried to download it and then send the file across to them, but the file was too big, and then they couldn't open it on their side because they have restrictions as to what can be opened and what couldn't be opened. And then we ended up using a VPN to show them something on YouTube, how to offer the arti. I did a practical demonstration also for simple arti, and looked at the elaborate one online, and then we paused it and I discussed, how to offer each item, what order to offer them in. And then we came across another problem is that when you look in different books and different documents, the number of how many times you offer something is different in ISKCON. So some people are saying 4 to the feet, 2 to the waist, 3 to the face. It's also slightly different there as well.
Yeah.
So we traced it back. I mean,
that's one reason I sort of renounced the deity worship ministry. I actually kind of I just got a little bit, I must confess, tired of all of these things. Whether it's this number or that number. I thought there are bigger problems in the world.
There are indeed. But anyway, because I'm teaching,
it's good. It's very nice that you're teaching.
I just kind of felt, they didn't have anybody that reached out to me and said, look, we'd really like to do something.
Yes. Very good. Very good.
So we're moving on from deity worship. Next week, we're going to be doing Nectar of Instruction, and we'll be going through Nectar of Instruction together. And then I proposed doing a workshop on how to grow Tulsi and worship Tulsi.
Wow.
Then we'll go to Shastra again. So we'll break out between practical and theory, practice and literature.
Good. Very good.
So about 20 devotees joined today, and they were all asking different questions and things. I said, look, you just have to be practical. We're just showing you there are many different ways of doing it, but just these are simple ways that you can adopt to do it. Go practice how to make ghee wicks. Go practice how to do basic things,
Yes.
Like that. So by your blessings, how are you doing?
All blessings. Do you have a good translator, or is your Mandarin so good that you all of this?
No, unfortunately, my Mandarin is not that good. My Mandarin is very basic, but I have one devotee who, she has a very interesting story. She went to India because she wanted to learn music, and she came across harmonium lessons, and the place that she could find was in Mayapur. So she went to Mayapur to go and learn harmonium as just Chinese who is interested in music. And then the pandemic happened and she got locked in Mayapur for 2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Yeah, so she was in Mayapur. And then lo and behold, she had been sitting in Mayapur learning about Krishna consciousness. And because it was 2.5 years, the devotee sat and read the whole Srimad Bhagavatam from cover to cover in sittings. And she sat and read the whole Srimad Bhagavatam with the devotees as well. And now she's preaching in China. So it's amazing story.
Very good. That reminds me of another story I just heard a few days ago. Divyambara shared this. I don't know if Divyambara is with us today. There's a lady in New York who saw Srila Prabhupada when she was 5 years old.
Mhm.
He was walking on the street and she was with her father in their car and just driving by, and they saw this, Indian man with strange shoes walking by. And she called out to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada heard and turned. And as I remember, he waved or he made some gesture acknowledging her. And she always remembered that from 5 years old.
Amazing.
Now she lives, her apartment is at 26 Second Avenue.
Oh, wow. Oh, amazing. So she bought that place. That's now
No, she didn't buy it.
okay.
I think she rents it. I don't think
She
the
rents
owner
it. Okay.
would
Yeah.
sell. But and I don't know if this means the very same apartment Prabhupada was in. But and she mixes with devotees. I don't know how, but she's very devotional from the little video that Divyambara shared. She interviewed her. So like that, these things happen.
Yeah. I mean, it happened with me years ago when I kind of got really fried out with the devotees. And I thought, I'm going to try to, maybe kind of close down some of this, you know,
Hare
lifestyle.
Krishna stuff.
Yeah. And then I thought what I can do is maybe I had a phone call. I was working for St. Catherine's. It's a hospice, and I was working in their accounts department. I had a phone call from an agency in London who said, look, you want to get into teaching. We have this job in China, in Hangzhou. Do you want to go and, go and teach there? So I'm dinar about it. And I thought, okay, is this going to be, I've never been to China. I've always been fascinated with Asia in general. So I thought, yeah, I'll go. I just said yes. So I had literally only 2 weeks to get my whole life together in 25 kilos of a suitcase and shift to a different country. And so anyway, I did it. I moved there, and I thought, right, I'm here now. I Nobody's going to know me. I'm a devotee. Nothing. I can just, do a little. I took one japa mala with me, but that's it. I didn't take anything else. So I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna be disguised as a devotee. But I still practiced, vegan, vegetarian diet. So I was thinking, okay, well, what am I going to eat? So my only kind of real contact with some people were to help with translating just so that I can get some vegan food. And the day I arrived, I thought, right, this is it now. I can start life all over again. And I was walking down the street and I entered into a shop. And lo and behold, there was this deity of Srila Prabhupada inside inside the shop. So I literally ran from England all the way to China thinking nobody's going to find me. And as soon as I get there, Srila Prabhupada is watching me. So I couldn't go anywhere. And now I'm teaching 20 devotees in China how to have arati. So that's what.
Just see, Krishna has his ways. He has a sense of humor also.
Anyways, thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Let's see, Johannes, you mentioned that there's a temple in Bergen. Do you want to tell us something about that? Are you still there with us? Johannes? Maybe. Okay. Right. Time is flying by and we haven't read anything. Should we read some Chaitanya-charitamrita? Oh, there's also Purusha Sutta. I'm not in a Purusha Sutta mood just now. I think we want to go to Chaitanya-charitamrita, if that's all right with everyone. Let me just see if I can find it. Yeah, should be possible. Next week, we hope. Where is the button? Okay, back to this. Oh, there it is. Next week, we hope to have a special guest who I mentioned a few weeks ago as someone we would like to hear from. And I think we're going to get an opportunity. Should I say who this is, or should I? We haven't asked him yet, but Mangala Chandrika is hosting. He and his family are hosting him. So anyway, I'll just say, Krishna willing, we may get Gopinath Acharya Prabhu with us next week. He is our, I would call him our Sanskrit poetics Acharya. And so we can, he's staying with their family. So I think it'll be a good opportunity. Hopefully he will agree. I think he will agree. Okay. So we're still, and that's, I mentioned that in connection with what we're reading. We're still ever so slowly reading about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's exchange with Keshava Kashmiri. And he has said, this was last week or 2 weeks ago, Pratibha Kavitva Tomar Devata Prasade, excuse me, Avichar Kabye Avashya Pade Dosha Badhe. You have achieved poetic imagination and ingenuity by the grace of your worshipable demigod, Devata Prasade. But poetry not well reviewed is certainly subject to criticism. Avichar kavye, avashya, certainly, pare dosha badhe. So vichara means thinking, reflecting, and avichar means not thought, not thinking, not reflecting. Here it's translated as reviewed, not well reviewed. This was after Mahaprabhu had found 5 faults and 5 good qualities of Keshava Kashmiri's verse. Vichari kavitva koile hoy sunirmal, salankar hoile arta kore jolamal. Skill used with due consideration is very pure, su-nirmal, and with metaphors and analogies, it is dazzling. Means dazzling, means very bright and shiny, brilliant. And salankar, or shalankar in Bengali, with ornaments. Vichariya kavitva koile hoy sunyamal. Okay, so he's making a general point about poetry. Poetry can be very good. It can be pure when it's carefully done and when it has good alakā, ornaments. Okay, now, Shunya Prabhur Bhakka Digbijay Vismita Mukhe na ni sare vakya pratibha stambita. After hearing the explanation of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shuniya Prabhu Vakya, the champion poet, the Digvijayi, was struck with wonder, vismita. His cleverness stunned, pratibha stambita. He could not say anything. Mukhe na nisare vakya. This nisare, I think, means literally breathing out. So there was no breathing out any words from his mouth. Mukhe na nisare vakya. Pratibha, ingenuity is translated. I think could also mean maybe metaphor. Stambita was was choked up. He was stunned. His cleverness was stunned. He couldn't give a clever, he couldn't give a quick, clever reply. He was very cleverly composing 100 verses praising Ganga Mayi. And now he's just speechless. Kahite chahaye kichu na aise utar tabe bichāraye mane ha iya pangpar. He wanted to say something. Kahite chahaye kichu. But no reply would come from his mouth. Na aise uttar. Uttar is reply. He then began to consider this puzzle within his mind. Tobe, then, bichāraye, mane, considering in his mind. Hoya, panpar, he became puzzled. Panpar, panpor. Okay. Paduya balak koila mor buddhi lopa. Jani Saraswati more Koryachen kopa. This mere boy has blocked my intelligence. So let's see. Paduya balak. A boy student. Paduja balak. Koila mor buddhi lopa. He made my intelligence lopa. He made it lost or hidden. Jenny, I can understand. Mother Saraswati has become angry with me. Saraswati more Koryachen kopa. Koryachen is Koryachen. Okay, so that's a kind of gerund, I suppose. Must have been. Okay, so now he's thinking, how is this possible? And because his devata is Saraswati, he thinks it could only happen because of devata. She must be angry with me. Prabhupada explains, in Bhagavad Gita, it's explaining that intelligence comes from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I guess Prabhupada is referring here to Sarvasya Chaham Hridi Sanivishta. Matta Smritir Jnanam Apohanam Cha. I'm in everyone's heart, and from me, Matta, from me comes Smriti, remembrance, jnana, knowledge, and apohana, forgetfulness. So now, that's interesting. Prabhupada says Paramatma in the heart of the Pandit has given intelligence to understand that because he was proud of his learning and wanted to defeat the Supreme Lord by the will of the Lord, and through the agency of Mother Saraswati, he had been defeated. And then Prabhupada points out this is a lesson for us. One should not be too proud of one's position. One might be a greatly learned scholar, but if one commits an offense to the lotus feet of the Lord, he will not be able to speak properly, despite being so learned. In every respect, we are controlled. Our only duty, therefore, is to surrender always to the lotus feet of the Lord and not be falsely proud. Sometimes Srila Prabhupada speaks of being falsely proud, suggesting that there's also a proper sort of pride. And what is that proper pride? That is pride, Prabhupada explains somewhere, one can be proud of the instructions of Guru and Krishna, or Sadhu Shastra Guru. One can be proud. I have these instructions, I follow, and I pursue these instructions. One can be proud of that. That's genuine pride. Why? Because one is subordinating oneself to that which one has received. Finally, Prabhupada says, Mother Saraswati created this situation to favor the champion Pandit so that he might surrender unto Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it's a story of humiliation. But of course, Mahaprabhu's speaking with him, he's speaking in a very humble way. He's showing all respect to this great Pandit. And yet, by what he says, he's humiliating. And in English, we have two different words. You probably have it in other languages also. To humiliate someone is to embarrass them in the presence of other people. I think that would be a general meaning. Je bhakya korila, she manushya nohe shak mai mukhe rahi, bole apone saraswati. The wonderful explanation, the boys, could not have been possible for a human being. E bhakya korila, this speech that he made, she manushya nahe shakti. So this is a typical J se, and it's very much it's so many times in the Bhagavad Gita in Sanskrit, but here it's in Bengali. This relative, correlative construction. This, what is spoken, this, so J and say, whatever has been spoken, that isn't, there is not power, Shakti, of a human to speak that. Nimai mukha. Therefore, Mother Saraswati must have spoken personally through his mouth. Nimai mukha rahiya bole apone Saraswati. Apone means, in this case, herself. So Saraswati herself. Apone, or personally. Saraswati spoke through the mouth of this Nimai. That's nice. So this is all the Pandit thinking. Now, if we're a little skeptical, we might want to say, well, how do we know? How did Kaviraj Goswami know what this Pandit was thinking? Well, why not? Eta bhavi kahe, shuno nimai pandit, tava bhakya shuni, ami ha'ilan vismita. Thinking thus, the Pandits said, my dear Nimai Pandit, in your explanation, I'm simply struck with wonder. Eta bhavi, thinking, being in this mood. I think you could also eta bhavya kohe. Shuno, listen. Now, this shuno would be informal. What would it be in Bengali, more formal? Formal Hindi would be shunye. Shunye, Nimai Pandit, tava bhakya shunya, having heard your words, ami hoilan vismita. Vismita is struck with wonder, surprised, wonderment. I'm surprised. So he's being honest. He gets credit for his honesty. Now he continues, alankar nahi para, nahi shastra abhyasa, kamone eshab arta korile prakash. So his surprise is expressed here, why it's possible. I'm surprised. You are not a literary student. You're not a student of Alankar Shastra. And do not have long experience in studying Shastra. Abhyasa means practice. How have you been able to explain all these critical points? Kamone, how? Eshab arta, all these meanings, korile prakasha, to manifest them. How is so? This is surprising. So we're going to leave Keshava Kashmiri in his state of surprise because it is that time again. And yeah, I'm glad you could all join. It's the next best thing, you could say, to being all together. At least we can be together in this way and from so many different places. Think of it this way, it's so much cheaper than traveling. We can just tune in online and we can all be together like this. So let's see, we're seeing a whole family, Vrindaranya Gopal and family in Vrindavan. So very good. Okay, I would like to wish you all a wonderful week, and I do believe we can meet again next Saturday. Should be possible. Yes. I only have one other meeting at 7 p.m. that day. Okay. Have a nice week. Keep well, keep safe, keep sane. Keep sane. And chant and be happy. Chant Hare Krishna. What else is there to do but chant and be happy? Read third canto, write something from your inspiration and send it to us. And yes, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari
Thank you very much.
Happy
Krishna Swami Maharaj ki jai. Sangha devotees.
Guru Maharaj.
Thank you very much, Guru Maharaj.